another one. What else? Yeah, it's a beautiful brand new day.
Indeed. You're welcome, everybody. My name is Temperament, and then I'll be doing this today with Miss Chrissy. You are going to see here, like I promised, that today, dear, there's going to be another personality here. But let's get the ball rolling. As usual, we asked a question last week on 3 Tips of Love, finding out. We initially wanted to know what's the temperament of yourself and then your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your spouse, but later we changed it to wanting to know just your temperament, and then just the feedback we had. We had a very low turnout because of some, I don't want to say it, beauty has it, so let us do this right back.
Alright, so our question for this week on 3 Tips of Love was, what is your temperament? Are you sanguine, choleric, melancholic, or phlegmatic kind of person? We had fewer comments on this particular question because I think people were actually confused about their temperaments, or they didn't really get the question. So Tete, I think you would need to elaborate things for our viewers, explain things further for them to understand it more. Okay, so moving on to our comments, we have this coming from Grace Lincoln on Facebook, and then she says she is a melancholic. Okay, Abantipa Joshua also says, I am a sanguine because I'm sociable and always want to be with the crowd. I'm also an extrovert person, which makes me love myself. Okay, moving on, we have Tete Tales on Facebook, and then he's also saying, I am a sanguine and a bit of melancholic. Okay, mixture. Eric Cobbina Cransel also says a phlegmatic though and a little choleric. Another mixture here. Robina on Instagram also says she is a sanguine and then also a choleric kind of person. Okay, moving on to Twitter, Gacy says she is a phlegmatic kind of person. So just as I said, Tete would need to explain things to our viewers. Thanks for your attention. Over to you, Tete.
Thank you, Gacy. But let me say that on the issue of temperament, I don't know if people don't really know, but temperament is just like personality traits that are inherited from parents to individuals. So in your temperament, you can find your talent and all that. So we want to quickly use some section of our time to focus on temperament. As usual, we are going to give you 3 tips of love, 3 tips to make your relationship a better one. And as part of it, our first tip is going to focus on your temperament. So today we are going to understand all the 4 temperaments. Then you know who you are, you know who your spouse is, you know who your boyfriend is, then you know how to relate with them. Okay, so we are going to quickly look at phlegmatics. Now once we want to look at phlegmatics. Now if you're phlegmatic, what does it mean? A phleg personality is someone who is very, let me say, is an introvert and always prefer to be indoors. They are very, very patient. They want to be free from stress, calm, cool, peace-loving people. They want to bring peace at home. Everywhere they are, they want to portray peace. But as there are some of the weaknesses of a phleg personality is that they are always indoors. They want to be introverts. They are introverts by nature, and then they fear to take up leadership roles. But when they are given these roles, they handle it with care and they do it very well. And then there is a phleg personality is not a team player, and it's not well disciplined and can be very sarcastic. So this is it with a phleg. Now let's move on to somebody who is a male. So melancholic. Let us just move to strength of a male. Now a male is someone who is very well organized, creative, reliable, religious, neat. They are loving people. Yes, loving people. They are loving people and very, very analytical people. But let us look at some weaknesses of a male. Now, they are very critical, very suspicious, antisocial, shy, indecisive. They are negative too. So that is it for personality trait of a male. With a male, if you have a friend that is very, very neat, very straight, if you enter a melancholic room, you love it because things are very well arranged. Things are very, very neat. They take their time to do everything they want to do. If sometimes you spot people from outside, you're like, how did they iron their clothes? That person is a male because he or she took the time to iron the clothes and make sure it's perfectly neat and Charlie, everything is intact. So that is a character trait for men. They take their time to do everything they want. If they are cutting a line, they want their line to be straight. So if you know somebody like that, you know what to do. We have someone who is a choleric. A choleric person is someone who is bold. They are strong, keen-minded. Is a leader, self-confident, hardworking, and then high goals. Choleric is someone who is very, very practical. So that is a choleric. So let us look at the weaknesses of a choleric. Now, very stubborn, unforgiving, quarrelsome, offensive, bully, bossy, and proud. So if you understand what I'm talking about, yeah, that one is a choleric. Now let us move to the lovely people. They have happy people. They are people who are love everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Let us move to the next popular temperament, sanguine. Now a sanguine, the strength of a sanguine. The sanguine is very, very friendly, sociable, charismatic, frank, confident, forgiving, very loving, caring, and compassionate. So that is a sanguine. Sanguine is very, very happy. They're happy every day, every time, all the time. Charlie, they flow with everybody. That is a sanguine. So if you meet a sanguine for the first time, they are very nice people. They have very, very good first impression. Their first impression is always good. They are very sociable. They are loud. They make noise in the house. They want everybody to hear of them. That is a sanguine. Now let us move to the weaknesses of a sanguine. Now they are careless, forgetful, impulsive, unpredictable, talkative, noisy, as I said already, boastful, and all that. So that is it for the temperament trait of a sanguine. Now we have the rest of the 2 tips. I'm going to hand over to my dear Miss Chrissy to continue from there. Over to you, Chrissy.
Hi, welcome to today's episode of 3 Tips of Love on Friendsville TV. I am Miss Chris. Today we are going to talk about some things that can help you build a strong relationship. So let's begin with the past. When I say the past, I'm not referring to the 1990s or the 1985. Got you. So when I say the past, I'm talking about not bringing in or chipping in the past things that has crashed your relationship, that has brought a whole lot of arguments and torture to your relationship into the present. In your present relationship, you don't have to be always referring to past things that has brought arguments between you and your partner. The past is the past. Your mistakes and your faults are of the past. No one is perfect. That is why we come in our perfections to come together to make a perfect couple. So in a relationship, there's always going to be the ups and downs. There's always going to be argument. There's always going to be fights and a whole lot of things. And those are the things that help build up the relationship to make it strong and healthy. So it is always right not to be chipping in the past. When your partner has done something wrong and both of you have come together to speak about it, you just have to let it go because it is something that has happened in the past. You always have to forget about it, even though it is very difficult. You always have to forget about it and move on. After it has happened, you can't change the fact that it has happened. All you can do is learn to correct your mistakes and move on in making your relationship great and wonderful. The second thing I want to talk about is communication. Communication is a very big, broad topic to talk about, but I'll try to make it simple and short. So in a relationship, it is always good for you to communicate with your partner because communication is very good and very essential. Everything that you are doing, you have to communicate to your partner. Imagine putting you in a room, locking you up for 3 days and not letting you know anything that goes on around you or outside. How would you feel? I bet that's a very bad feeling. That is so not good. That is why it is always good to communicate with your partner. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you have to communicate with your partner. It helps brings a whole lot of trust. It helps brings trust. It helps clear doubts. It helps clear curiosity. It helps clear some perceptions that we have about each other. So it's always good for you to communicate with your partner. For instance, you have to communicate with your partner about what you eat, what you are wearing, where you are going, who you are going out with, what you are doing at a particular point in time. Yes, it is always good to communicate everything, all those things, because it helps build the relationship. It helps make the relationship very, very strong and effective. In long distance relationship, communication is the very key thing that helps the relationship to grow, because your partner is not with you at the moment, and when it happens like that, there are a lot of doubts, there are a lot of thinking. It is right for you, for both of you, to be able to communicate with each other about everything, at least not less than 10 times in a day. Yeah, so communication is very good. It will help the relationship grow. Thank you.
So that'll be all today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you love knowing all the temperaments available. You know that, you know the trait of a male, you know the trait of a choleric, you know the trait of a phlegmatic, you know the trait of a sanguine. So when you know this, it's going to help your relationship a lot. And I'm Miss Christy, want to say thank you to you. We are going to see you next week, and I'm going to see you next week too. So thank you for making time to do this. Thank you, Ezeka Chris, for and thank you for watching. I love you all. I'm your host, Peter Gray, with my co-host, Miss Chrissy. We are going to come your way again same time next week. Goodbye for now. As we always do, I want to leave you with a question. With a question, it's going to be very, very interactive. Now, this question is very juicy. Next week, we want to focus on helping those who are single in talking to somebody they like, or getting their connection, you understand, getting their Bluetooth device to pair. So once you know where you met your boyfriend or where you met your girlfriend. So there's a question for the week. Where did you meet your boyfriend? Where did you meet your girlfriend? It's a good ride. I love you.